I'm going to put my airplane videos up. So what I do is I load crop dusters, which you guys know are the yellow airplanes that fly in the air, scare everyone. When I sign my name, it says I can't post videos of doing stuff like that because it's a libel issue, I guess. So I can't do that. But I wish I could. I have not flown, no, but I do want to.
Well, I figured you can open a magazine, you have a pretty good idea on how much a tractor costs. You can go to a seed dealer and you get a rough idea on how much seed costs. So, I mean, if you do a little digging, you can find this stuff out. And I just kind of wanted to bridge that gap of, hey, you drive by the field, you see that fancy combine out there, you see the fancy tractor. Like, how in the world does that make sense? Because on paper, it just looks like, you know, everything swimming in it. And I wanted to show, like, hey, you know, they're... You know, that's probably not the case in most situations.
Well, you know, honestly, I'm not a farm kid, so I'm just in the ag industry. But that's the one thing I picked up with that particular video is just how much goes into it. And you know, you hear talk, but you know, again, it was very educational for the fact of all the things and the inputs that you have to worry about, and then. Like I said, you drive past, you see a $500,000 combine. It's like, man, there's just no way. Everybody's got to be loaded, but it's not really that way. So that's pretty exciting. So, Cooper.
Yes.
So we've been hanging out almost too much the last few days, but you're going to be the next big thing in crop dusting, right? Is that what we talked about?
No, I don't know.
So I was doing a fatherly thing. You know, I feel these guys are, because they're about the same age as my youngest son, and asked them about after the YouTube thing, where it's going to go and how it's going to go. And Cooper is he's actually pretty funny. You know, he doesn't come off that way. You know, looks don't get you everywhere. Okay, just promise. But no, the whole thing is with these guys. I feel that, you know, first of all, they're just up the road from us, and we're able to get involved and be involved with them. And, you know, what they do, what they represent, they deal with a lot of, just hanging with them, I see what you guys deal with a lot. And it's stressful. We all deal with stress in our lives, and I think they do a great job. You know, just by you guys showing up like this, I think says great things about you guys and what you're doing and your channel.
Well, here's kind of the way I look at it. If you guys can take 15 minutes out of your day to sit down and watch us, like, your time's your most valuable thing you have. So, like, that means so much to me. You know, the least we can do is say hi, take a picture. Like, we really appreciate it. So thank you guys.
If there's no other questions, these guys, oh, we got one.
So every year is a little different, but I would say average is probably between 50 and 70 grapes a year. So not as many as you would think.
And it seems like it usually catches up at some point. Like, it's kind of always within that. So you can go into the last 3 months of the year and be like 25, and you're going to hit, you know, 25 in that next 3 months. It's usually during the busy season.
I don't watch your videos. That's okay. All right. Do you guys have to deal a lot with folks that have a negative view on the ag industry?
She asked if we have to deal with people who have a negative view on the ag industry. I mean, you have some of that, but a lot of it comes from just a misunderstanding. And, you know, they might have some stuff where they actually have a leg to stand on with things. And, you know, I will be honest, not everything we do I necessarily agree with. And, you know, we're always trying to find new things, but sometimes with the technologies we have or what we can afford to do right now, you know, we kind of have to work within some of those parameters. So, you know, we're always trying to get better in that way, and I just try to point that out to people, like, hey, I know this is a problem, this is a concern of mine too, this is what we're doing to try to resolve that issue. But then there's other cases of, like, people thinking the government is paying us $2,000 an acre to destroy our crops. You know, you just kind of got this Facebook rumors starting, and, you know, that's the leg they're standing on. So, pretty easy to prove some of those wrong too.
This tractor is called a Cornstar. So he's got his own channel. He's a big YouTuber. You just seen him talk. I'll post that with this. So he brought this tractor out. Pretty cool to have these big YouTubers in one spot. And I had the JCB, but I just wanted to show you the size and scope of this. Pretty big. Here we have a 1750 four-wheel drive diesel. There can't be many of these out there.